Italian artist Donatello produced two different sculptures based on the biblical figure of David. They would become amongst his most famous creations and also influence a number of Renaissance sculptors who followed on in the next few decades. The marble version from 1408 shows how Donatello worked in his early period. This was Donatello's first documented commission, and he was already very accomplished in his abilities, even whilst just in his early 20s. David stands with an aura of self-confidence as he leans over slightly with a hand resting on his waist. The head of Goliath is resting under his foot, though without any emotion in his face, it is hard to connect to the battle that has just been won. In this version he is fully clothed, and this offers us an insight into how Donatello was able to produce lifelike drapery within his sculpture. The artist's second sculpture of David is dated from around the 1430s to 1440s. David wears only his helmet and boots in this depiction. It is made entirely from bronze. Many elements of this sculpture offered a return to the style of ancient art, and it is this version that has become much more famous today. In this truly charismatic pose, David holds Goliath's sword by his side, whilst holding down his severed head under his left foot. Renaissance sculpture was often about bringing emotion into the faces of each subject, and in this particular piece we see David giving out a subtle smile as he looks down to the ground. The concept of something or someone overcoming overwhelming odds provides inspiration that remains timeless. It is specifically the triumph of good over evil, thanks to the intervention of God, that makes this such a symbolic tale. David receives strength from God, which enables him to defeat his much larger opponent with just a small sling. Having stunned Goliath, he then uses the giant's own sword to behead him and confirm victory. The composition places David just after his battle, seemingly relaxed and relieved to have prevailed against a formidable opponent. Both the bronze and marble sculptures can be found today in the Bargello in Florence, Italy. Donatello was certainly not the only artist to include David within his oeuvre, and this iconic figure appears many times within the careers of both sculptors and painters. They would each impart their own innovations and flair upon this topic, featuring different elements of his life and also covering the same stories in a different way. Listed in this gallery are some of the most famous depictions of David by other artists besides Donatello, with a strong focus on the Renaissance and Baroque periods of European art.